This video was brought to you by Stormberg, a better route planner, MisterGreen, Kempower and Marcus Bil. Yo, what's up? We are now at Shell Nebbenes. Different location this time, yes, because we have too much Ladestau at Ioniq. But behind me here you see Voyah 3. This is yet another Chinese car, large Chinese car with big fat grille. And in this video I'm gonna try to find out how far it can go. But it's going to be slightly different and also slightly challenging. So yeah, here we have the Kempower chargers, by the way. Wait, let me see. Just want to check something. Since we have them here, I want to see voltage. Okay, pack voltage 386 at 73%. That's not too high. I guess it goes from 350 to 400 volts maybe. You see, we're taking 52 kilowatt right now. We haven't preheated the battery or anything, so it's slightly cold getting. Actually, this it's supposed to take 75 kilowatt all the way to 95%, supposedly, because this is 106 kilowatt hour net capacity, gross capacity, and supposedly 100 kilowatt hour net capacity. Fairly big battery. So let me show you the inside. Wow, I showed you guys before in another video. I guess you can check out that one if you want to know more. But this car here, you see, it shows you. Oh, this is interesting. I don't know. I have to zoom in quite far. Can you see that? There, kind of. Oh, there. VLTC. I think that's the Chinese VLTP. And I think it's being a little bit optimistic. 470 kilometers at 75%. Not today, son, not today. But okay, anyway, is here you see the instrument cluster. Okay, I can also show it, by the way. At least it shows you charging speed and also remaining time. Yeah, that's cool, okay. But the guys at Voyah, they told me that they claim that this is a prototype. But no, this can't be a prototype. They don't lend out press cars for a whole week as prototypes. So what I interpret is that this is a production car, but the software is not is not completely ready for Norway yet. Yes. So for example, we don't have navigation. It just spins and spins and spins. And the software, well, Chinese software, say no more. Laggy and kind of weird, and also when it comes to translation, like, what do you think this one is? This is quick app. What do you think this one is? It's a charge screen, charge, discharge in uppercase. Here we have a mix of some lowercase and some, but it's not an acronym. Acronym, I can understand why they want to uppercase it. We have charge limit. What? Why is it set to 60%? We are still charging. I mean, it should be 100%. Yeah, like I said, this one has a vehicle to load also, but I don't have that adapter. Maybe that adapter doesn't. Yeah, I suspect maybe the vehicle to load Type 2 variant is not ready for Europe yet. But the software here is from China, and they just translated it. It has battery preheating, yes, but when you, yeah. So, but okay, bear in mind, okay, it's not a prototype, but it's probably, you can say that the software is like prototype-ish, or yeah, straight from China, off the boat. So we have some stuff here. Yeah, one thing I need to tell you is that if you go to, well, we have lots of stuff here. Okay, ADAS here, driving assist stuff. So it claims that lane keeping assist is there, but yeah, I'm not sure if this one works, but LKA sensitivity, yeah. We have no cruise control. You see, there's some symbols here. We have no cruise control. We don't even have manual cruise control, no adaptive cruise control, and also no auto steer. But what is important is that no cruise control. I tried these buttons. I tried to hold down the distance button. I tried this one. I try all this variants. So this must be one of the few cars where I don't have cruise control, which means that it limits somewhat what I can test. But okay, another thing I'm gonna show you, we have to unplug now, and we're gonna drive. Normally I would show you on a map where we're gonna drive, but let's go outside instead. the plan is that, okay, Oslo, Dal is over there. Normally I drive, this is north, so I usually drive that direction, and you know, to Mjøsa and all that. So we're gonna drive to the north there, and then back again, and we're gonna measure the consumption, but I will not use the whole battery up because I don't feel like driving manual without cruise control until this big ass 106 kilowatt hour battery is DED. So yeah, we will just measure it, and I guess eventually I have to retest the car once the software is up and running. So yeah, let's unplug and see if we can do anything at all. Okay, it reset, that's good. This one, since started, I mean, I locked the car and went to the gas station at Circle K, Dal, and when I came back, the since started has not reset. I think you need to lock down the car for a longer time, and then it will automatically restart. Oh yeah, you cannot reset. There's some settings that you can change here, yeah, and then it goes like this. But this one here, I try to hold down the button for 10 seconds or something. Now, so you cannot reset since started, and this one, since charge, will automatically reset every time you charge. At least that works. In the Xpeng, another Chinese car, then this one didn't even reset when we charged the car. It was doing some weird shit, and maybe you had to charge it and then charge it overnight or some shit or whatever. But okay, so anyway, we're gonna see if we get some consumption numbers now. So let's start the driving. We're on the move, so I have to try to cruise at 93 kilometers per hour manually. Yeah, some cars actually, even on cruise control, they are not too strict about the speed. They tend to dip a little bit over and below when you go up downhill. So I'll do my best. So you see there's some red symbols there. Those are because the adaptive cruise control, or the cruise control and forward collision thing is probably disabled. Yeah, they just disable it in the software. There will be an update where they fix it. So of course it's good that I test this car early, so people who consider buying this car, they can get an impression from me and other YouTubers or journalists what we think about the car. So yeah, now I just have to, oh shit, I have to pay attention. I went a little bit too fast there. Yeah, I think, yeah, we should weigh the car. At least the weight should be the same, right? Depending on software. Okay, look, there's a button here. You press it, the dashboard lowers, and the software has been tuned to accommodate for the lower dashboard and lower screen visible space here. And then you can press it again to raise it, and then you see that the layout and everything will change. Is that the most pointless feature you ever seen in a car before? Okay, let's see. Oh, front axle, 1200 kilograms. Oh, the whole car. So, 2000? Really? No, the 2420. For 100 kilowatt hour battery and this sized car, I think that's not too bad. Yeah. Okay, so the car seems to have some kind of lane departure ping pong thing protection at least. All right, and then how is Mjøsa today? Wow, no wind. All right, but 8 degrees Celsius. What was it again? Yeah, 8 degrees Celsius. So fairly good driving condition. Consumption right now is 220 watt-hour per kilometer so far. Man, I have to say, it's kind of noisy in here. Okay, we have somewhat rough asphalt, but I've been driving Aria and yeah, some other cars lately, and they are way more quiet. Okay, maybe we should compare against, for example, BYD Tang. Similar price, they're also Chinese, but I don't think Tang was that noisy. This one, even at 94 kilometers per hour, it's kind of noisy. But okay, bear in mind that the tires we have here will not be the same that the Norwegian customers will get. So I guess these are just some tires we have from China. But okay, I'm gonna show you that you can switch view here. Wait, no, this one, there. Yeah, you see here? This is Inst Energy Cons Yeah, so instant energy consumption. Okay. And then if we switch here, we have energy flow. So I'm going to show you something here. Okay, for the energy flow here, now it seems like it's running on both motors, discharging to both motors. So it doesn't, well, I guess we need to trust this display, but it seems to run on permanent all-wheel drive, even in eco mode and even at low load. And you want to see the most laggy system? I'm going to floor it now. You can see it on this side. Okay, let me see. Regenning, okay. Wait, are we still regenning? Okay, accelerate, regen, floor it. So it's almost like the power meter and okay, let's not yo-yo too much, otherwise it'll affect the consumption. Seems like it updates slow. Okay, and here we have some tire pressure, that's good. And then, yeah, why not show the 12 volt, the battery, 12 volt battery voltage, and then this is a weird shit, some kind of AR stuff. And then we are back here. This is supposed to be the map, which is just spinning and spinning. Oh, I'm not paying attention to the speed. Oh shit. And then we're back here. Oh wait, that was the warnings. And then this one, we're back here. We are done with the 90 test, and the consumption was 231 watt-hour per kilometer. What the heck? This car is thirsty. e-tron, go home. Okay, I will also test, check the distance here, see if there's any distance error for, yeah. Okay, but let's charge it. Let's plug it in so we can reset the scene's charge, yeah, timer. We're now doing the 120 kilometers per hour test, and this car is noisy, but it's like humming sound from the tires, I believe. It occurs in certain frequencies at certain speeds. You can probably hear it also compared to other tests I've done. So I've heard this kind of characteristics in some other cars, like Jaguar I-Pace. Also has this kind of humming, but at lower speed suddenly the humming disappears. If I slow down a bit. Yeah, okay, then it's still kind of there, yeah. So maybe different tires, maybe with acoustic foam would help. So yeah, just bear that in mind. But okay, how is it on the motorway then, at high speed? Well, I guess it's okay. The suspension, well, we have air suspension, is nice over the bumps, nice and comfy. Ah, shit. We are going uphill now, getting stuck behind a freaking truck. Yeah, this will affect the consumption a bit since it's a short loop. So, okay, I'll compensate by going a little bit faster. But so far we have roughly 300 watt-hour per kilometer. We're back at the starting point. 301 watt-hour per kilometer. Oh, okay. So I'll try to figure out the battery size and everything now based on this. I wrote down, okay, funny. We started with 420 kilometers of range. So we spent 117 kilometers of VLTC range, but we drove only 60. Well, displayed 60 kilometers, but according to Google, it's 61 kilometers. There might be some decimals there. So I actually count 1% under reporting. So yes, it's actually 1% lower consumption than this. But okay, I need to figure out first how much 100% is, because, you know, this scale here in Chinese cars are actually, this scale is linear, so we can actually count kilometers in more accurate numbers than percentage. So, okay, I need to find out more before I can calculate the rest. We are now at Circle K, charging up. So the chargers are open, but the gas pumps are closed. All right, but you see here, I need to top up a little bit over here because it's going to take forever if I go home and do it. This is a huge battery. So I also want to test it. So yeah, it seems like we're getting roughly 70 kilowatt. Maybe I heard wrong when I claimed 75 kilowatt. But okay, it seems to go 70 kilowatt flat, supposedly, yeah, until 95%. But I'm not going to sit around for another hour. But from what I remember with actually with most Chinese cars, XPeng, BYD Tang, with Hongxi, is that they all use the VLT, well, VLTP at least on those versions, but I guess there will be some kind of Chinese VLTP or NEDC variant, right? And they are constant. So if you would charge to 100%, you will get the same number every time, regardless of how high or low the consumption has been. Unlike most Western cars or European cars, and Japanese cars like Nissan, and then Korean cars, they don't have this kind of stuff. They have the GOM, gasometer, that adjust based on driving habits. But so I'm going to use that one. I wrote down the previous test, now 120 test, and instead of looking at percentage, I will use kilometers instead, which is more accurate. But first we just have to charge up a little bit, and I can show you that here, this is kind of funny, right? You can change the slider here, and you will change the estimated range at 100%, but it keeps jumping up and down. First, I noticed this during driving. I was like, oh, okay, well, it makes sense that it kind of adjusts a little bit, even though I don't know what the heck it means, because is there some kind of estimated range based on consumption or maybe battery temperature? But it doesn't go one direction. You will see that it jumps up a little bit and then it drops a little bit. So it seems to be some kind of Chinese software bug. Yeah. And also look at the translation here. Charge to 90% to protect battery activity. Okay, I want to protect the battery activity by charging the 90%. Oh, we've been charging a little bit longer than needed, but I just wanted to see this. Actually, we were getting 75 kilowatt for the longest time, but then at, I don't know if you can see it, a little small then. At 82%, it started throttling. And now we were getting 44 kilowatts. So what I heard was, once again, the other guy, the guy who delivered me the car, he claims that it takes 75 kilowatt until 95%, but maybe, nah, they can't be right. I have never heard any car do that. This makes more sense. So yeah, maybe he meant 85% or 82%. But okay, so I'm going to show you something cool here. So you see on this screen here, we have low, I don't know if you can see it, it's a bit bright. But that's kind of weird. This is actually kind of weird because the brightness looks okay here, right? And here, even though they are linked together. But here, this one seems brighter than the other one. Huh? The heck? Okay, anyway, I'm trying to adjust the local video. If I press here, look, I have it in a USB stick. This is just like the Hongxi. Oh yeah. So you can look at it on that screen over there. I guess for the driver, for the passenger, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, just a road trip video.
Another road trip video. Lots of road trip videos nowadays.
Optimus Prime.
But you see, the recent trip to
But you see,
Nyland,
here,
we didn't see any northern lights, so that's why.
This one is actually smooth. In the Hongxi, it was so choppy, as it was like 10 frames per second. Here it seems to at least be able to play the back at 25 frames per second. Okay, anyway, maybe I should just do the music test also. I'm going to show you here. Local music. And then we go, okay, I pre-open some stuff here. But you can, if I click here, you click here. Okay, you see the folders, I like it. And then I have a folder called Music Test. And then we can just play this one. I like the bass. Nice and deep bass. There's a taxi driver. He's checking out the car, and I say, "Ooh, yeah, okay." All right, so that one sounds great. Let me try next song. Let me see. I can use the buttons here. Normally, you don't see this user interface. So listen how this one sounds like. I'll go a little bit louder. I have to say, it might lack a little bit of crispness. I'm trying to locate where the speakers are. Okay, the speakers are there, so the tweeter is then reflected to the front windscreen. I see in similar time in the EQS has a tweeter here, and then reflects up like this. I feel like it's lacking a little bit of crispness. And you see this one, this is weird. This is the Arctic Circle song. It bugs. You see? Plays just fine. Plays just fine. Bugs. Yeah, but if I go to, if I exit this one, this is the WAV file. If we go to the Mp3 Music Test and then play Kickoff by Evening Traveler, it works. Over there. Oh yeah, epic. And then, let me see. I think I encoded it at 256 kilobit per second. If we can skip here a little bit, can we skip here? And how does it work? Huh? What? Oh, okay. Nice bass. I like the bass. It's fairly punchy, also quite deep. Okay, but let's go back to the music test folder here with the WAV file. And then what about the other songs here? Yeah, okay, whatever. And we just do a short version of it. So it's kind of when you open this one, by the way, it's also kind of weird. It says 106 is like, huh? What? And then you click here, music test. Wait, yeah. So it means 6 tracks, I guess. So just weird translation all over the place. I'm going to show you something else when we're speaking about weird translation. When you look at yeah, this one, charging gun. Yeah. So if you click here, well, it's kind of hard to click it. I have to, yeah. There, okay, so they talk about charging gun, which is charge plug, I guess. So I think in Chinese it's actually called charging gun. Like in Thailand, for example, it's called charging head. You know? So they just translated it because I've seen the name charging gun in all other Chinese cars also. But in Europe or in the Western world, they call it a charge plug or something. They don't call it gun. So maybe this is a tip to Chinese manufacturers. Try to figure out what the Western cars call them. Otherwise it's kind of, I mean, it's no big deal, but yeah, it's just a little bit confusing maybe. Oh, we're at 90%. Man, I think I have to go home now. But okay, I will do the rest of the charging at home because now the car still estimates half an hour to, okay, whatever. I've got better things to do. Now we're going to just charge the rest. I actually wanted to check out the charging speed here. So at 46 kilowatt at 90%, that's, is that okay? I mean, is that good? Yeah, I think it's okay. Except for that Aria. I think Aria charges almost as fast with a 91 kilowatt hour battery. Nissan Aria, yeah. Okay, but yeah, let's go home now. I keep noticing weird things with these cars. You see, when we are parked now, fine, 0% power, of course. And then you can see in the representation, the energy flow, nothing is going on. But look what happens if I put the car in drive. Like this. Okay, look, go back to park. Okay, go back to park, 0. Let me hold the brake, by the way. Put the car in drive. Then it looks as if we are adding torque to the motors. Well, is it bad to hold the brake now? I should let go. Well, we have auto hold. And it says -4%. Wait, but -4%, is that regen? What if I drive now? Huh? This is, yeah, that was, it displays as a regen. This is so weird, man. We're not regening 4% power. What the heck? All right, a new day. So I charged it overnight in the garage, only 3.7 kilowatt, 16 amp. And it took a while. Even after 6 hours, it was just saying, yeah, 5 more minutes. And it was camping at 99% for the longest time. So I was like, okay, whatever. So, but then when I checked in the morning, it showed 621 kilometers. Fully charged. So based on that number, I then estimate how much we spent yesterday, and then I calculate that we have 97.6 kilowatt hour available. I think that is plausible. 100 kilowatt hour net capacity is typically what the car manufacturers supply is nominal in a lab almost, in the best case with low discharge rate. But for practical driving, like I've experienced over and over again, because we have accelerations, we have uphill stuff like that with higher load, then you can expect, like here, almost 2 kWh loss. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good estimation already. We'll find out eventually once I test the more production model with software that works, and we can verify it. But you see that the range here, okay, compared to Fat e-tron, this car has better range, the Voyah, because it has bigger battery, of course, but it's quite thirsty. But I was a bit surprised that it's not that thirsty at higher speed. Like, didn't I drive fast enough, or is the drag coefficient here good despite being kind of thirsty at low speed? I feel like maybe the low speed inefficiency, or I don't know what you call it, maybe it's a bit inefficiency because of the drivetrain, because according to at least the diagram here we saw on the screen, it seems to be permanent all-wheel drive. It doesn't disconnect one, or it doesn't turn off one motor, like for example the Tesla or EQS or some of the other cars. So that could explain it. But I need to, I guess, test it better eventually once I get the other car. So yeah, I mean, it's decent range. Just wish that maybe it could be slightly more efficient at low speed, because even the Tang is better, and BYD Tang seems to be bigger, but Tang is actually quite spacious. But I need to test Banana Box here to see how big it is. This car might be competing against Tang, okay, for the Chinese cars or other, yeah, Fat e-tron. But I still feel like, okay, I mean, it looks and feels nice, but the suspension ride was not nearly as good as the German cars. But it's still okay, but it felt a little bit harsh, almost like a Tesla. I need to get more impression of it, except for that I might not drive this car that much since it doesn't have cruise control, and many of my tests depends on using cruise control to do an exact drive and stuff. And I will actually not do 1,000 kilometer challenge, because I'm not keen on driving with manual pedal for over 10 hours. Yeah, and also I feel like this software is not complete, it's full of bugs, so I want to wait until the software is ready. We're just giving you guys, well, almost like first impression, but we do like a first drive and everything, right? Okay, we get the banana box test, shouldn't matter, it's the same anyway. And I will just, even the headlights, I'm not gonna do the test, because this is just static LED headlights, but for Norway or for the European market, there will be adaptive headlights. So there are lots of stuff I don't bother testing, because I can test now, but the result will not be final. Even the time, even noise test, I don't think I'll bother with noise test. I could do an acceleration test, but those are not that important for many people, seems like. But there will be different tires on the Norwegian version, so I should use the the car that the Norwegians will get, the customers will get. But I have to say, it's a fairly spacious car inside here. The screens are nice and all that. I feel like the interior is pretty okay, but the software is what kind of turns me off every time I try to use this car. But yeah, the seats are nice, and massage is Chinese style, so all the stuff you know about Chinese cars when it comes to software and hardware also seems to be the case for this car. But one kind of big minus that I felt was the soundproofing. I felt like this was noisier than many of the other Chinese cars, or even other cars in the same price range. And I mean, if you pay this much, I think it was 719K for this car, then you kind of expect it to be quiet, right? I mean, I would, if I care about soundproofing, I would go for Hongqi instead. You can also get it lower spec, but you can still get the Hongqi, and it's dead silent compared to this one. So anyway, I think that's going to be it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.